Another day, another story. India in 2050. Population. By 2050, India's population could be around 1.7 billion. Economy. India is expected to become the world's third largest economy by 2030, after the United States and China. By 2050, it could potentially become the world's largest economy, overtaking both the US and China. Urbanization. India's urban population is expected to grow significantly in the coming decades, with cities expected to be home to more than two-thirds of the population by 2050. This could lead to increased pressure on infrastructure, housing, and the environment. Technology. India is already a major player in the global tech industry, and this is expected to continue in the coming decades. India could become a leader in areas such as artificial intelligence, renewable energy, and biotechnology. Climate change. India is particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change, including extreme weather events, sea level rise, and food insecurity. By 2050, India could be dealing with significant challenges related to climate change and its impact on agriculture, water resources, and public health. Overall, India is expected to continue its trajectory of rapid economic growth and social change in the coming decades, but will also face significant challenges related to population growth, urbanization, and climate change. Based on current trends and projections, India's gross domestic product, GDP, could see significant growth by 2050. However, it's important to note that predicting GDP with certainty is challenging due to various factors that can influence economic performance, such as government policies, global economic conditions, technological advancements, and geopolitical developments. According to some estimates, India's GDP could potentially become the world's largest by 2050, surpassing both the United States and China. Several factors could contribute to this potential growth. Demographic dividend. India is projected to have a large and young working-age population by 2050, which could provide a demographic dividend if the country is able to effectively harness this workforce through skill development, job creation, and entrepreneurship. Economic reforms. India has been implementing economic reforms to promote growth and investment, including measures to improve ease of doing business, attract foreign investment, and strengthen infrastructure. If these reforms continue to bear fruit, they could drive sustained economic growth. Technology and innovation. India has a growing tech industry and a large pool of skilled IT professionals. Continued investments in technology and innovation, including areas such as artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and renewable energy, could boost productivity and contribute to economic growth. Domestic consumption. India has a large and growing middle class with rising disposable incomes, which could drive increased domestic consumption and demand for goods and services, contributing to economic growth. Global trade. India has been actively engaged in international trade and has been pursuing trade agreements with various countries and regions. Increased global trade could potentially boost India's exports and contribute to economic growth. However, it's important to note that there will be challenges and uncertainties as well, such as addressing income inequality, improving infrastructure, managing environmental sustainability, and navigating global economic and geopolitical dynamics. These factors could impact India's GDP growth trajectory in the coming decades. It's worth mentioning that economic projections are subject to change and uncertainty, and various scenarios could play out. The actual GDP of India in 2050 will depend on a multitude of factors and policies that will shape the country's economic trajectory over the coming years.